You're listening to the Comic Crusaders podcast. I am your host, Al Mega, CEO of Comic Crusaders and Undercover Capes. In this show, I'm sitting down with creators from all walks of life to talk about inspiration, process, the lessons they've learned, and a whole lot more. What up, mi gente? This is your boy Al Mega. Welcome to a brand new Comic Crusaders podcast. Yeah, I am back with the live shows after a 1 month break. And what? I'm going to do it up with a man that is killing it on Kickstarter today with an amazing project that has only 7 days to go, folks. But this is a fire project ever since I laid eyes on this book. Terminus Veil, folks. Been impressed. Now my man is back with volume 1 on Kickstarter right now. All right, we're gonna learn about this book. We're gonna learn about the future of the book and what else he's got coming because he's just an amazing creator. Let me introduce the one, the only Mr. Jack Harris.
What? What's good, Al? What's good, man? Happy to be here, bro.
No, thanks for coming through and chit chat about your amazing project, yo. That gorgeous book that's out there, kicking the crap out of the Kickstarters for real because wow, folks, he was looking for a $4,000 goal, folks, and he has achieved over 11,288 wonderful backers with 7 days to go. Man, that is fire. I know you're excited.
Oh man, I'm super excited, man. This has just been a great experience overall on Kickstarter, seeing it and all the success has been awesome, man.
Fantastic. So, all right, so let's reel it back, and let's start digging into the origins of Mr. Jack Harris first up. So, since this is my first time interviewing you, I know Johnny's had you, twice already over outside the panels. A big shout out to my man, The Machine. Check out his podcast, Outside the Panels, on Undercover Capes. Amazing. So, let's get started. Where were you originally from, and what was the first love in fandom you ever had?
Oh man, so I'm born in a little city outside of Cleveland, Ohio called Lorraine. But I didn't live there very long. I've lived majority of my life on the east side of Atlanta, basically Decatur, Stone Mountain. So just Georgia is what I call home. But fandom, man, I would say the first it's between I would say video games and comics. I had that Sega Master System when I was probably like five years old. And I used to love. Yeah. The original one. So yeah, I had that. But then man, comics too, man. They were right around there. I remember my dad giving me a Silver Surfer comic. It was like one of the first ones he gave me. And so yeah, man, like comics, I've been reading them for since I could read. I probably, you know what I mean.
Awesome. Hey, listen, that's helped us comic geeks a lot, especially those that have been in it for a long time. That's why we love this so much. All right, so in that geekdom of yours, growing up with the Sega Master System and comics, did you have a tribe, or were you kind of a dolo kid in your geekdom?
I was a dolo kid for most of my geekdom, but then I when I came to Georgia, I had a cousin out here, and me and him just loved comics, man. We loved Image. Everything Image was doing at the time, Wildcats, Grifter, Backlash, Wetworks. We was trading each other's comics, reading them all. Like we knew. I think we probably had almost everything Wildstorm put out at one point. So.
Who didn't during that era? For real. Yo, what up, Big Thomas right there? World War Comics. Yeah. He got a dope comic book himself. Check out his articles on Comic Crusaders. My man right there. Cool. Yeah, Tom is awesomely cool. All right, so then tell us a bit about your background then, and how you got started in comics then, because here's your young man. You moved about. You have family with books. Collecting. But how did that inspire everything going forward?
Yeah, like I said, when I was a kid, that's what I thought I was gonna do was create comics. In all honesty, when I got about maybe I was around 12, 13, and they bring you in, the school counselor brings you in, and they ask you about career, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do comics. My parents were like, hey, I don't know, but as time went on, I was really good at programming, so I learned how to program computers, and that kind of just took me as a career. But I always knew I wanted to get back to it because it was just the one thing I really loved was comics. And so when I got the opportunity, a couple of years ago, really 10 years ago, I started writing a story for it, the story of Terminus Veil, building the world, and thinking of characters, all of their history, their backstory. And then 2 or 3 years ago, I was like, you know what, I've been putting this off so long. I've been thinking about this my whole life. And so I just took the plunge, man, and started writing the script, and got building the art team, and we're here now.
That's beautiful. Well, that's actually great. So when you started writing it 10 years ago, was it with the intention to start then, or you built the idea and stopped?
Yeah, it was like I wrote the idea. I wasn't that to start then, because I didn't I wasn't ready to start then.
Okay.
But I didn't know when I was gonna do it. It was just like, all right, I got this idea. It's cool. Let me add on to it. Let me add on to it. So year after year, I'm just adding more and more and more on it. And then I got to a point in my career where I was just like, man, work is not what I wanted. Like, I can't see myself just focused on this for another 20, 30 years. Like, it's not fulfilling. And so I was like, what would fulfill me? And I ran back and was like, man, I always wanted to do comics. And I got this story. I've been just adding on, adding on, adding on. Like, I got to do
So,
something with it.
so as you build the story, where did those inspirations come from for the story itself?
Yeah, yeah. So there's I generally like team books. So I've always liked stuff like Wildcats. I've always liked stuff like X-Men, like
Hmm.
those, big teams, and there's dynamics between each character and all that. But I would say kind of the core maybe influence of the story was Ghost in the Shell. So, I love Ghost in the Shell. I love the show Sack that they did. I love, the movie. Um well, one thing I always, felt in my heart was like, man, like, what would this feel like if it was in like urban America? You know what I mean? Like, what would it feel like to have something that kind of play with some of those elements of futuristic technology and cyborgs, androids, stuff like that? Like, what would that feel like? And so that kind of is what was the basis of some of the stuff that I was thinking about with Terminus Veil.
And then you're already working in tech, so you will probably try to build this for real, huh?
If I could. Yeah, yeah, I try.
All right, so start explaining then some of the key characters, right? Because from what I understand, there's a group here, right? The Guardians International Security Group at the center of the Terminus Veil. So tell us a little bit more about this private security team and the challenges they face.
Yeah, so the Guardians International firm is basically founded by their leader Chuan, who is a Wing Chun master. He's been in private security for decades, and he's built this team over the years to kind of combat this one person. And there's this dude, Dr. Clarence, who basically he's a chief scientist at a top technology based company, like a basically the equivalent of like a Lockheed, or
Okay.
somebody who's in military defense, and they're constantly making new inventions all across, not just in military but also in healthcare and all types of things. And so both of them are kind of locked into this tech race a bit, where Dr. Clarence has kind of been behind a few robberies and stealing other people's IP.
Okay.
And so
Sounds
that's
familiar.
how, yeah, 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 yeah. So that's how the Guardians kind of get involved with this. Is they end up transporting one particular invention, they get attacked while they're transporting it, and then the story kind of unfolds from there.
Oh wow, there we go. Folks, you hear that? So, all right, so you're mentioning that power struggle. Elaborate on that dynamic of that power struggle, and how does that overall shape the story then between those two protagonists? I mean,
Yeah.
do we get to find out how they met, initially, and how they maybe? I mean, because I kind of see them as a like a Professor X Magneto type, right? Different ideologies.
Yeah, yeah. Well, there's definitely different ideologies. And we do get to see how they meet. Not in volume one, unfortunately. We're just really kind of first showing this first interaction between that team, and them trying to figure out, like, why are we even involved in it? See, Chuan hasn't been quite honest with his team about
Ooh.
everything that's going on. And so we get to see it from their eyes when we're experiencing Terminus Veil, where from Dash and Sue, um, Yito, all those characters, they have no idea that Dr. Clarence and Chuan have been kind of at each other's throats for, some time now. And
Okay.
so we're seeing it from their standpoint. And Chuan's kind of slowly, drip feeding everybody what they need to know at certain times.
Gotcha. Just like most leaders that are shady. Jeez, there we go. I love it.
Yeah.
This is what I mean. There's a lot of espionage. There's some crazy stuff going on. It's tech. I dig it because I mean, it is a gorgeous book, and that's something I definitely do want to know because this baby collects the first four books, right,
Mm.
of Terminus Veil. So tell me what has been the biggest challenge at learning curve from number one up to four, and then now bringing us a graphic novel.
Yeah, yeah. So from one, I would say the biggest learning curve was really understanding the art and the writer artist process.
Okay.
Because I'm coming from a writer standpoint, I can't draw for a lick, but like it's learning, how to, give somebody vision, give someone freedom, as far as artists, because it is a story I've been writing so long. I've got a real personal connection to it, and then giving them freedom to change things on the fly, and then understanding, where do you bend, where do you break, and where do you pull back at. Um, so I think that's probably been the biggest challenge is just learning that. Like now at issue four, the art team we have for issue four, we're very much locked in for issue five and issue six.
Okay.
So that part of it helps to kind of grow. So like I would say that's been the biggest growth. You
I
know,
want to ask though, on top of that, then being coming from that writer perspective. I mean, was it challenging for you to create that art team? Did you know how you wanted everything to look offhand?
no, man, I kind of work the reverse way. So like I spend a lot of my time looking at ArtStation, looking on Behance, all the Instagram, and looking at different artists, and then I just kind of find an artist that matches the style I think I would want
Okay.
to see. So I,
All
I don't want to. I'm not. I don't feel like I'm technically sound enough to tell an artist, "Hey, man, you should do it in this type of style."
right.
But I'm like, but I feel like if I can find somebody who does it, then that's how I kind of
I get
kind
it.
of
I
play
mean,
it.
they're gonna be like, "Who's this new Jack?" No pun intended. Trying to tell me what to do.
Right.
I'm digging. I'm digging. All right. So number one, that communication. So did it help? Did it progress going forward then from two? Or was there a new challenge presented with two?
Yeah, there was a new challenge because we had to get a new artist. Our first artist was Jordan Gunderson on issue one. He did just a great job. Um, we had to get a new artist for issue two. We had to get a new artist for issue three and a new artist for issue four.
Oh wow!
Just
Wait. What
yeah,
happened? How does that even work out? Was
yeah,
that
yeah.
intentional?
It wasn't. If I thought with Jordan, I knew Jordan we were going to be on a timetable. I knew he wasn't going to be able to do it long running, but I was hoping he would be able to do two or three, and he thought he was going to be able to two, but do at least to two. But he had some things in his schedule that kind of came up. Um, so he couldn't do issue two for me. And so then we did issue two, and it just from the business standpoint didn't kind of work out with the artists we had on there. And then issue three was kind of some of the same. It was really me learning that, man, you really have to know the history, the profession of the artist.
Okay.
Not to say they didn't do a good job because they did. I don't want to put it out there, but business wise, we weren't eye to eye on two and three.
Oh,
Um,
gotcha.
and then
Okay, wait. Before you proceed on that, then,
yeah.
were you guys meeting in person, or was this done in this whole new world of internet and computer?
Yeah,
And
it's
okay,
whole new world of internet and computer. It's the only world I
see,
know as far as comic creation. In all honesty,
understood. But
um,
then, see, but when it comes to building a squad, I think sometimes having that human connectivity,
yes,
that personal, like yo, let's shake hands, not virtually, but in real life, that
oh,
connection is
I
important for you to really gauge.
I agree. No, I agree with you. And we still, I haven't met the Delio Diaz and Frank Alcazar who work on issue four. I haven't met them physically, but we have talked, over video. Like
Wonderful.
like, and we're, actively trying to find ways to keep that relationship as good as possible. Like I have learned that part of it, that it is a lot of personal connection, and it's more than just hey, we got a contract. Here's how it goes.
Yeah, well, okay, there we go. You see, folks, communicate with your team. You're gonna have something awesome, and that's great. So you've taken those lessons, you've applied it into 4 issues, and now you done did it, Jack. You had to bring it to us. You know what I mean? Let me bring this baby up. He got the graphic novel Kickstarter, and do we see it? There we go. Wonderful internet wants to be a little slow today, but there we go, folks. Look at this book right here. Again, as I had mentioned earlier, he was looking for 4, got 11,288 backers. 7 days to go, folks. Right, Terminus Veil Volume 1. Look at this, and it has a video. Folks, you know what we got to do? We got to watch this video. You know that, right? All right, so let's go.
Hi, I'm Jack Harris, the writer and creator of the action mystery comic book series Terminus Veil. Terminus Veil is about a private security firm named Guardians International who are thrust into an epic conspiracy involving dangerous robberies, futuristic weaponry, and gut-wrenching betrayal. I chose Kickstarter to fund our Volume 1 trade paperback. This book includes issues 1 through 4 of Terminus Veil. It also includes character biographies, background story details, and concept artwork. The Kickstarter funds will be used to print the trade paperback. It will also be used to market and advertise the book. A small portion of the funds will be used to produce concept art for the next arc of Terminus Veil. I want to thank everyone who has worked on Terminus Veil and also all those who have supported us to get to this point. I promise I'm going to work hard to make every issue better than the last. So if you like big action books like X-Men with the epic feel of anime like Ghost in the Shell, then give Terminus Veil a shot today.
That book looks good. It was me. It was me. You know what I mean? I got excited. I didn't press darn unmute button. There we go. But folks, doesn't that book look gorgeous? It is a fire book. I mean, Volume 1. Right now, folks, look, the link is below. It's also in the show notes, so there's no excuse for you not to click away and show, awesome support. All right, so let's keep digging into the beauty of this book. I mean, folks, look at this artwork. Wepa, look at that, yo. Actions. Oof, oof. What's going on here, bro?
Yeah, man.
Oh,
Yeah,
there's a lot going on.
yeah. We got this shield. We got our character Connor right there. He's basically someone's just I want to say shot a rocket at him. And yeah, we got these. Everybody in the Guardians has these shields that um are a bit futuristic in the fact that they can kind of stop grenades and all types of explosives
Oh,
from
okay.
dealing out a large body of damage. So yeah, we're getting a little scene of it right there, a little taste of how it works right there.
Gotcha. It kind of absorbs then the energy that's thrown
Hmm.
at it. Ah,
Hmm.
interesting. Interesting. But I mean, who does your colors too? Cause there's a lot going on, but yet,
Yeah,
the line work, the colors, gorgeous, yo.
yeah, that's Delio Diaz on the lines and Frank Alpizar on the colors. They're a team,
Shit.
Illustrabox Studios. They're super dope, man.
Yeah, yo, for real. I mean, even if you look at this area here between the contrast, wonderfully done, yo.
Hmm.
Wonderfully
Hmm.
done, yo. I mean, and look at this. So this is their uniforms right here. This is how they.
Yeah,
This is how they. All right, they
yeah,
rock it.
yeah, yeah.
Oh man, I wouldn't want to mess with these people coming at me. And there we go. Look at that baby right there. Look at that self porn, folks, right there. Nice thick book, 4 issues, and not just in graphic novel format. Of course, you can also get this on digital.
Yep.
And what's this cover, man? Gorgeous. This is so cinematic. That's a movie poster, Jack. What up? Look at that.
Yeah, man. Again, that's Delio and Frank, man. Like
Damn.
I gave them a little, just like, hey, that's what I want to see, and they was just like, oh, we running with it. Like anytime they running with it every time.
Yeah, that's really an epic joint right there. That needs to be a cover right there. for real. I mean, like a poster size, joint.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's gorgeous. I mean, look at it up more close, folks. I mean, look at that work on it. Jeez, dude. Wow. Well done. And the variant, yo, look at this. Yo,
Yeah, yeah.
bruh, who did this cover? Jeez.
Oh man, let me get my mind right. So yeah, that's cover right here. Um, this one is done. If you've ever heard of the book, Keisha Demon Eater or Crescent City Monsters,
Demon
the
Eater.
artist, yeah, that's John Carlo Bernal. And he is, yeah, he's super dope with it, man.
Whoa. I mean, look at this though. Jeez, yo. Word. My God, what a great looking cover. Yo, and then look at this right here.
Yeah,
What?
yeah. That's the
Bro.
Jean Bros. They're Kickstarter. I call them the Kickstarter cover kings, man. Like everybody who does a cover, I feel like they're always. Every time I look at a Kickstarter, I see them do one. I was like, oh man, I gotta get you guys
Oh,
to do
word.
me
That
one.
it's man, they're in the right business because this is gorgeous, yo. What? And I could really see here that goes and show that anime look real for real. The manga right
Mm,
here.
hmm.
Amazing, yo. Oof. I want to see this as a cartoon now like this. Is a cartoon coming? Come on, bro. Don't be teasing us now.
Man,
Wepa,
I
look at it.
wish. I wish. I hope. Maybe one day. I ain't gonna say it's not. Yeah, one
No,
day.
we don't wish, we don't hope, we do, brother. Don't you worry. It's coming. It's coming. It's all gonna be
Yeah,
part of your journey, man. For real. We gotta manifest. We gotta manifest, Jack. I mean, look at
yeah.
this, bro. You know what I mean? This is exactly how you're gonna be taking Hollywood by storm, grabbing them by the neck. It's like Terminus Veil is here, baby. All right.
Let's go. Yeah,
Yo, and this
man.
is a fire cover too. This is very reminiscent of a 90s cover right here for me.
Yeah. No, it definitely has that feel to it, and that's Chuan right there, our main character.
Oh, that's him?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
he's the
the
shady
leader.
MFer. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, he looks badass. And I guess it was just one of the soldiers of the opposing side.
Yeah. A gone.
Oh,
So, yeah,
do that.
this Badia. She's a part of the team as well, part of the Guardians, and this one's done by Marcus Williams. He's
Yo.
done stuff like Tuskegee Airs. He's done a lot of work, man. He's out of Atlanta. He's really dope.
Yeah, and it's killing me right now because I'm looking at the strap and and the guy she holding. I'm like, yo, it looks
Yeah,
real. It looks real.
yeah.
It looks kind of like that curvish. Remember with the photo elements, the reality, and you feel
Yup,
me? It's like,
yup.
yo, them guns look legit real.
Like
Whoa.
almost like a 3D model
Yeah,
almost. But
yeah.
it's crazy.
And that coloring on this cover is amazing. It
Yeah,
really pops, dude. Wow. Wow. Oh, snap. This is what I look like on a normal basis behind my screen. So, those beats,
yeah. We wanted to have a fun with one, a little funner.
uh,
This one's Asia Fullmore. She's done some work from DC. Amethyst is the book she's worked on. I think she's worked on a few other books as well. But yeah, she's really cool out of South Carolina.
man, how are you pulling these people for the covers? You just hitting them up and like, yo, I think I need you in my life.
Yeah, some of that, man. I ended up meeting Asia at MomoCon.
Oh, wait a
Th-
minute. My man Jack went to a con and met someone in person.
oh
Yeah,
man,
what up,
yeah.
bro?
I
You be
I be
hitting the
meeting
con?
people now. I be at the
Yeah.
cons and talking now. Yeah. I
That's
go
what
around
we
to.
want to see, bro. Independent creators need to hit them cons, man. For real, it's very important. Not just do this, but let them, see the energy in life, baby. Awesome.
Yeah,
How
man.
was MumbleCon, and how did you even then approach her in person to work with you?
So, MomoCon was great. Yeah, it was a really good experience. I'm still kind of new to the con game. I think I've only been to four, tabled at four so far. So,
Wait.
still,
You tabled that for, but how many have you gone to prior? Have you gone to
oh
at least
yeah,
experience?
yeah. I've been to
Okay.
a few cons before, but yeah, it's the first four I had to table at. But,
I gotta
um,
ask though, then your first time tabling, because now you're the first time now on the opposite side of the table. How did it
right.
feel? How did it feel for you? Were you shy, or did you have to get into a comfort level?
Yeah, definitely had to get into a comfort level. Like, you're trying to figure out like for me it's like how aggressive are you supposed to be, right? You have a new a new project that nobody knows about there. So it's like, you got to have a good display, but then you also, you got to be able to bring a little Reds game, try to holler at somebody, come on over here, come over here. You know what I mean? So it takes a little while to get comfortable at it, but now I feel like I'm pretty comfortable. Like I reach out, and then I think the biggest part of comfort is, like you said, man, you got to go out there and talk to some other creators there too, and get a little bit of advice, and you know, yeah,
Talk
that
to your
helps out.
neighbors. When I
Hmm.
table, my aisle is my hood. That's the block. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
now we all go look out for each other. And I
yeah,
inspired minds every time because I'm the loudmouth. So I'll be
okay.
standing in front of the table when we have giveaways, and I'm like, yo, you gotta participate. You gotta come here, blah 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 blah. Check out this book. Check out that. I mean, you donated for MegaCon. People loved that book last year.
I appreciate it. Yeah, yeah, I was
They
over
loved
top.
it. They were opening this book, and I'm like, whoa, this is indie. And I'm like, yep, this is indie. So I hope some of those people are the ones that have backed up your current project, because again, it merits that. You really, 10 years you waited. I mean, I think
Yeah,
you came in at the right time, brother. For real, doing the right thing. I mean, look at this. I look at how it looks. It just with the black and white with the title. Bro,
yeah, yeah. I had to do.
bro.
He gave me two of them. So he gave me the color, and then he gave me the tonal, like that. And I was like, oh man, this tonal just it touched me. Yeah, when I seen that one, I was like, oh, okay, okay. We can't even. We only gonna print 100 of those. Like we ain't gonna even print a lot. Like
Get me
that's
this. Get me this on a charcoal color T-shirt. Would be
okay.
fire.
Oh yeah, yeah. You're right. You're
Oof.
right.
Right? Not
Yeah,
not
yeah.
black, charcoal color. Do
Shark.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Oof, it'll pop. It'll pop. And let's take a look at a preview focus again. I'm talking about how dope this book looks. Again, you want to see why? This is why. Look at this. Look at this. All right. Look at these pages. Look at these word bubbles. And how was that learning curve for you too? I mean, to write in a comic book script format, was this something that you were practicing on, or you were just writing throughout these 10 years, and then when you decided, you're like, oh snap, how do I convert this? All
Yeah, yeah. I was just writing.
right.
And like I read a couple books on just comic book formatting before I started writing the script. But yeah, no, I was just writing. So it's different. I mean, the books I read like one that's like by a college professor that's kind of really a formal one, and then I read one by Stan. Um, and reading what Stan was saying, I was like, all right, I think I can do this.
All right. All
So
right.
yeah, yeah.
There we go again. And look at these panels, everything. So how much input do you have on layout?
Um,
Did you learn that process as well? This is how the script, this is how I picture page one, or was that also something else that took you some time to learn?
yeah, I pretty much on my script, I just you know, say how many panels.
All right.
Sometimes the artist comes back at me and say, "Hey, like I don't think you're gonna be able to do it in 5. You might need 7 or something like
Okay.
that." But every now and then I'll have what I'll call a shot actually in the panel. Like most of the time, I try to give the artist free reign. I just I write the dialogue, I set the panels, and then they pass back me a layout of what they think it's gonna look like.
Mhm.
Um, but every now and then I might call like a real shot and be like, hey, this one has to be, a
Okay.
wide shot or something like that.
Gotcha. And look at this. This is some wow. I remember having a toy helicopter back in the day like that, and I always used to position my homies like that. All right, we're gonna shoot down the cars right there. Pa, 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 pa,
Right.
I love this, but again, I'm just looking at just the detail here because again, look at just the scenery in the background.
Oh
Beautiful.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean, it's
man.
just these small details, these things here, just goes to show the craft. It's
Yeah, yeah.
gorgeous, yo. I'm
No,
digging it.
Jordan killed it. Yeah, all those background scenes.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, yeah. He's a monster at.
Yeah, he did some Bob Ross stuff right here, yo, for real.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it adds so much to it, you know what I mean? Because like, yeah, we see the guys in the helicopters, but like to see it in this mountainous rain, like you get the feel like they're blocked in, right? There's no escape. This helicopter on top, they can't go anywhere.
Yeah, they kind of screw right there. You know what I mean? Yeah, I would love to have seen what a Bob Ross cover like this would have looked like, man. And look there, we meet the teen folks. All the amazing characters. I mean, so all these characters were built in your head from 10 years ago, or over the 10 years, you introduce a new one, as a layer of the story.
Yeah, as over the years, I introduced a new one. So, I would say that, Chuan, Dash, Yito, man, they've been here. I've been writing for them for the last since it started. And then over the years, just I was like, all right, I gotta add somebody else for another element. And yeah, man, that's how we got here.
Excellent. And there we go. I had my man Tyler James.
Yeah.
I always see him up here in the Northeast. I got to interview these next cats right here. What are we doing? But also, you got people showing you love. Look at this tremendous team that you built. My gosh, look at that,
Man.
bro. Look at this. See, I'm telling you, it's gonna be a movie. These are like movie credits right here. Look at that amazing team. Beautiful. And let's get into you spending some money, folks. This is what we need to do. All right. I know this is the pay week. All right. A lot of people on vacation. Some of y'all need some summer reading at the beach. All right. So there's stuff here you could get. You know what I mean? Out of supporting the project. So of course you could be very nice. Just give them $1 to support. They say hello. I just love the concept of the buck. All right. But why do that? Because for $4 more, you get yourself a digital copy of Issues 1 and 2. You know what I mean? Get a digital copy of Veil Volume 1 for $15, folks. Isn't that dope? Then you could get physical and a digital starting at $25. Right. So and I mean, when you do this one, it includes 1, 2, 3, and 4, and bonus story details, character bios, concept artwork. It's over 120 pages for $25. Come on, folks. You cannot beat that. Nowadays, they sell something in those volumes for $50 and more. All right. Over here, look, you got variants starting at 30 that include all. I love the fact you always include in the digital copy with what you're doing, brother, which is great.
Yeah.
Right. And folks, there's a few things left. So you guys got to jump. You got to jump. Right. Look at it right here. The Bernal variant, you got to jump on it. It's a hot one. All right. Do it right now. Look at this. Homie tells you how many he has left. They're limited quantities, folks. Don't play.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. We only gonna print we only gonna print so many of these variants, right? All of them have a number, and like after they get printed, we're never going past it. So.
And look at this, folks. You got even an original copy of the let me see that the Zombros variant and the original cover of Terminus Veil Volume 1. Oof, for 54? What?
Yeah.
You can't beat that. You got fire bundles. You got all of them, all the covers for $1.49. I mean, and that's a hell of a deal right there, for real. Because they're saving $45 off the top. Fantastic. I mean, and if retailers need to get involved, I mean, 10 copies for $1. Whoa, that's a fantastic deal, bro. Bro, that's not bad at all right there. 10 copies, folks, for retailers. All right. So again, you could pledge right now. I think retailers need to get involved in this. It'll be sexy on your independent section for sure. All right. Yeah. Get all them books again. Look at this. I mean, my man just keeps going. And Jack writes a comic book script for you for $700. Wepa! And somebody jumped on that too. So talk about that, Jack. I mean, how did you come up with that? Because this is actually most people I see say, "Hey, I'll help you. I'll read yours." But you're saying you'll do work for hire for $700 on a script right here.
Yeah, man. I mean, like. Whoa. I'm still, I like writing. I like writing scripts. So like it was one of those where I felt like, man, how do we bring some more value to the Kickstarter? And then I have people who, reach out to me on Instagram. They're always asking me like, hey man, do you do work on the side? Yada yada. And I was like, what would be a good way to bring all that together? And I just felt like, just writing a script right here would be perfect. So yeah.
Oh. Folks, take up on that offer, especially if you're an artist with an idea.
Yeah.
Get equipped with a top-notch writer like this, because I mean, all of your campaigns have been successful, right, Jack?
Yeah, this is my first campaign though.
Oh, this is your first. Oh, that's right. You've been pushing it differently on the independent market.
Yeah. Oh. I funded issue. I mean, for the most part, I funded issue 1, 2, and 3. Just out of pocket and just, learning to sell and selling them at whatever pop-up event I could go to.
Wait a minute. So that's interesting. That's a real independent right here. You went out of pocket, old school style. I mean, why not start the crowdfunding way, being that it was available to you, but deterred you from using it?
So when I first started, I really didn't understand what Kickstarter was for comic book creators. Like
Okay.
I just didn't know. I hadn't done any real research on it like that to even know that, like, man, indie scene is really utilizing it. And then once I kind of started to get my feet wet in it and hearing about it, I was like, man, I don't know. I ain't really got a audience. Like, am I going to be able to fund and all that? So I said, well, you know what? I'm just going to fund the first few, and then once we get to the big trade, that's when I'm gonna go to Kickstarter. Um,
Mm.
you know what I mean, as a way to kind of, for me to not have to wait and not have to, like, I didn't feel like it would be good if we didn't fund on the first try. Like, that wouldn't have just been good for morale and all that for me. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna, move at my own speed and get issue one out. And then once I got probably about to issue three, I was like, man, I probably should have used Kickstarter. Um, but I had an original. I mean, the original plan was always, once we got to volume one, to go to Kickstarter. So yeah.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. And why Kickstarter though? Because again, you have a plethora of drones out there, and you got Zoop and and a whole bunch of other platforms. What was it about Kickstarter?
To me, it was the one that, when I was asking around other creators, they just felt like it was the one.
Okay,
I couldn't tell you why at the when I first went down it, like, why not Indiegogo, or, like you said,
Zoop,
Zoop
yeah.
or something like that. Yeah. Um. So I just was like, all right, I'm a part of a group with a comics launch with, like you said, Tyler James. And he's big on Kickstarter, and he really had a lot of just knowledge around that I could just soak in. And so I was like, all right, this is something I got some good footing on already.
Excellent, excellent. And again, you're right though. To bring a completed project, over to Kickstarter and say, "Folks, this is ready. This is done." Um,
Mm,
so, and I'm digging it. So, okay, this baby's gonna fund, right? What's
yeah.
what's next? What's in the future for Terminus Veil? Not now that this baby's wrap obviously successfully. What's next?
Yeah, so we me and Frank and Delio, we all getting in the room, our virtual room, I should say, and we're gonna start doing concept artwork and start working on concepts and getting what will be the next kind of stretch, getting all that
Okay.
stuff laid out for what'll be issue 5 to 10, pretty much planning out a lot of that. And then we'll start issue five's production, I'd imagine, around September. In the next year, we hope to do issue five, issue six, and then I want to do a one shot with one of our characters, Badia.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
and so yeah, that's what's up. Like, that's what's next, five, six, and the one shot.
All right. So, are you going to take those individual issues again, out of pocket, or are you gonna go this route, going forward?
I'm gonna take issue five, I'm pretty sure, out of pocket, in issue six. I think the one shot I'm gonna do a Kickstarter for,
Okay.
is what I'm expecting. So we'll probably do a Kickstarter around, the start of summer, maybe the end of spring. Um, but yeah, it's just, and in that scenario, it'll be kind of like, hey, you get the one shot and you get issue five and six if you haven't seen me.
Hey, you
So
get
it's
half the
all of it.
story of the second arc. Hey, you slick, bro. I see you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
So
love
it's
it.
still a good feel. You know what I mean? Like, I always feel weird, I guess, and not to take anything from anybody, but I always feel weird about just reading a floppy. I'm a trade guy. So I know when you
Okay.
want to read, like, people want to get I like to get a whole bunch of pages at one time. So
Okay.
that's
Then
kind
you
of how I
would
like to
hate me.
deliver.
You would
Yeah.
hate me, my brother, because man, I like me trades, but man, I'm a floppy guy.
Oh, I feel you.
You're
I
good.
still get floppies. I still get floppies. I ain't gonna say I don't get them. I just love, like, I hate reading something and be like, man, I want to read some more. Like, I want to
Oh, I
be
know, I know.
full. You know what I mean? But yeah, yeah, that's
I
all.
get you. I get that. There's some books that I can read monthly, and there's some books that I'm like, oof, I gotta wait till the arc is over because I'm gonna get pissed, waiting.
Hmm.
So I'll be patient.
Hmm.
That's what those loose ones are right there. I'm like, oh my god, I gotta get bags and start reading. This was dope. I need to add this to that reading pile. That's what I need to do too. Get and the GN.
Right.
I mean, this is what's popping. So Bro, are you going to be making any appearances? As we were talking about cons, any ones coming up where we could see you, meet you in person, and do you have floppies available that we could get autographed at
Oh
those
yeah, oh
shows?
yeah, yeah. We're gonna have floppies
Are they first
available.
prints, bro? Are they first prints for the speculators out there?
First prints. Man, I think if I count right now, like I know I don't have any first prints of issue 2. I bought a
Ooh.
ton of issue 1, so I maybe have like 200 first prints of issue 1.
But number 2 is the rare one, folks. You heard it here first, all right? Number 2, first prints, you're done.
It's done.
Hardware.
Yeah. I got some with 3. And issue 4 is still not done yet. It'll be done probably in the next 2 to 3 weeks. But yeah, no, I don't have any cons on the board yet. I'm kind of setting all the scheduling up for it now. Like I'm starting to look and figure out the budget right now. Post this because the Kickstarter was kind of like hey, like we did it. You know what I mean? Like the whole everything was going towards the year we were working towards. So now I'm kind of just reflecting for August and September and just trying to make the next plan. But man, there's some cons I want to go to. Like I want to go to MegaCon in Orlando, man. Like I want to be there.
It's a great show. Great independent community, great people, man. And again, wonderful traffic. I haven't complained. And speaking of vendors, when I've gone, very happy vendors. So if a vendor's happy, that's a good show.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's exactly right. Yeah. I mean, we'll probably be at ATL Comic Con. We were there last year. We'll probably be there again. We'll probably be at MomoCon again. We just came back from DreamCon. I imagine I'll do that again. But yeah, there's just our biggest deal is trying to get to. We want to do one in South Carolina. Want to do one in North Carolina, Alabama. Everywhere in the southeast, we're trying to attack.
You got to come up north too, man. Come on.
Yeah,
don't ignore us in the northeast, bro.
No. We did Awesome Con last year. I can see myself going back to Awesome Con again. But really, it's just gonna be me doing a lot of applying and probably early September and trying to figure out like, all right, what do we get accepted at? What feels right timing wise? Because that's the biggest deal. It's like I don't want to be. I probably can do maybe 1 or 2. I still got a full-time job, so I want to do maybe 1 or 2 a month, at most, and try to see where what works out best.
Right, these darn jobs get in the way of our lives.
Yeah, man. Yes, yeah, for real.
Don't you worry. I mean, Terminus Veil is going to be something bigger after all these Hollywood strikes is over and all. I mean, these people are going to be hungry for cool new content, and I think you have something here that's going to be able to feed that monster one day. So, it's coming. But once people read this and they start telling Hollywood like, yo, when is this going to be a movie? I mean, so get ready for those talks, Jack. All right, that's the next level.
All right, yeah.
We're manifesting today, bro. All right,
that's what we're doing. I'm on it.
And folks, let's manifest another $1,000. All right, and more because he only has a few days left. I mean, you guys support the link is right there. Look up Terminus Veil, the debut collection. All right, it's a gorgeous book of 120 pages of action-filled content and storytelling. All right, from an amazingly talented team. You won't regret it. And of course, you want to stay up to date on what Jack is doing in the project. You go visit him on social media at Terminus Veil, also below. So click away. All right, make them fingers swollen like George Jetson back in the day. All right, and of course. You know what I mean? You can visit the website at terminusveil.com. There's goodies there. You know what I mean? You can take a look at it, especially if you're a floppy person. All right, you get them there. All right, show that love, and of course, you can support everything Comic Crusaders at comiccrusaders.com. Follow us on social at Comic Crusaders, and YouTube is Comic Crusaders World. All right, because it's my united family with Undercover Capes and everyone else. All right, so Jack, bro, you rock. From a fan to a creator, I want to say thank you for being bold and brave enough to, step out of your comfort zone, put out Terminus Veil, share this journey, this story with us. I appreciate you. I'm in love with the story and this book. I really can't wait to see, what's in store in the future for this. And of course, what's next? When I want to see you in the Northeast and chill and get me an autographed copy of my graphic novel.
Tell me the con. You tell me the con. What's the con I'm supposed to be at in Northeast? I'm gonna be there. You tell me which one it is.
All right, we're gonna talk about it. I don't want to say it too loudly and get people upset out here because I live out here. But I'll tell you, right? But with that again, folks, thank you for tuning in, watching. Show the love, share the show, turn on notifications when we're on, all right? Follow, subscribe, you know what it is. Hasta la próxima, mi gente. I appreciate you. Much love. Wepa! Thank you for listening to the Comic Crusaders podcast. If you like the content, please subscribe and turn on notifications. Also, please visit comiccrusaders.shop and our extended podcast family over at undercovercapes.com. And also, make sure to download the Comic Crusaders app on the Google Play Store today.